Hi everyone, welcome to Mindful Crafts and More. I am Katrina. If this is your first time stopping by, take a look at my channel. I hope there's something here you like. Consider subscribing and hanging out with me for a bit. If you are returning, thank you so much. Welcome back. I appreciate you so much. All right, so today I am continuing on with my Advent calendar project and the Advent calendar unboxing from Darn Good Yarn. So last time I opened up the first three yarns. Today I'm going to open up the next three. So let's take a look. All right, so here we go. The next yarn is here. And it is a very bright blue. All right. And the next one is here. And it is a nice, pretty, bright pink. And the next one is here. Oh, And it looks to be a red. Okay, so what we're going to be working with is blue, pink, and a red. All right, so what I'm going to do is put this aside for a moment, and then I have some other things I want to talk to you about, and I will add these onto my project, do another 5 rounds, and then I will show it to you when I come back. All right, so let's put this aside. So first of all, what am I wearing? So today I am wearing the Rachel top, which is designed by Pricilla of Distinctive Crochet. More recently on her channel, she had a crochet along, and I took on that challenge and decided to make a Rachel top of my own. I really did have a lot of fun making it, and the tutorial I thought was done really well. And for me, it was easy to follow, and I could pause and then go back to it if I had questions. So if you haven't made a crocheted sweater yet, consider this one. Take a look at it and try it out. Um, I thought it was a lot of fun. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is beginnings. Do you remember the first thing that you made, whether it was knit or whether it was crocheted? Do you remember the type of yarn that you used or the stitches that you used? I do. So many times when we begin doing a project, the yarns that are chosen are ones that will be a little bit more durable, not things that are going to be really fussy or really finicky for us to deal with, because we want to have some success and feel really good about finishing the project. So many times we start out with a worsted weight yarn, and maybe the hook or needle is maybe a medium to a large size that will help us complete the project faster and just be able to handle it, because working with either needles or with hooks for the first time can be a little awkward. So using a larger size sometimes is easier for a person who is beginning. So starting out with crochet, many of us work with worsted weight yarn and maybe an H or an I hook. At least that's the way it was when I started. Nowadays, we have a lot more chunkier yarns. And so many of you who are starting more recently, you're probably using the chunky yarns and much bigger hooks or needles than I started out with. But that's okay. As long as you're learning and having fun and being inspired, that's what counts. So, first projects for crochet um, sometimes can be dishcloths. Okay, so working with cotton yarn is a good start. Cotton yarn is pretty sturdy. Um, it doesn't have a lot of give, but it is definitely a pretty sturdy yarn, and you can have a finished product that's usable right away. Say, for instance, a washcloth or a dishcloth. So I have examples here of dishcloths that I made that I want to show you. Okay, so this is an example of a dishcloth, a washcloth that was actually inspired by a dishcloth pattern. Pattern is adapted by a pattern by a designer whose name is MJ, and the website is MJ's Off the Hook Designs. And this one I did as I was trying to help someone who wanted to make this particular pattern, and they were having some challenges with the stitches. All right, but really nice, easy to do, works up really well. And I still had yarn left over when I was done. All right, so now the next one, this one is actually a loom knit dishcloth. All right, so this one was done on a loom, and it was done with the E-wrap knit and purl grouping of stitches to give a border so that it wouldn't roll. And as you see, it's very loose. However, when you wet cotton yarn, many times it shrinks and becomes a lot more dense. So I wasn't so worried about the fact that it was loose, and it'll dry easier than one that's more dense. All right. Also, a beginner project. You need to know two stitches, an E-wrap knit and a purl stitch. Now, this one right here is a basic knit washcloth. And the pattern is a beginner project, very, very basic. However, the stitches that I used for this were different. So this is a pattern that was teaching a new technique. The new technique that I used for this was a way to help me learn to knit faster. And it was recommended in the last video by one of my yarny friends that I consider this particular style. And the style is called Portuguese style knitting. So it is a way of working the tension and approaching the stitches in such a way that you can work faster and it's less work on your hands. All right, so this, I'm not sure if you guys saw it, but this is something that I actually made in an attempt to do the Portuguese style knitting. And I'm going to show it to you. And I'd like for you guys to maybe just take a look and take a guess at what you think this thing is. I used it for my knitting, and you may have to do just slightly a little bit of research to figure it out. But if you do figure it out, leave it in the comment section and let me know what you think this thing is used for Portuguese style knitting. All right. Okay. So those three things are items that many beginner um, crafters can do. You can use either knitting needles, a knitting loom, or a crochet hook, and basic cotton yarn, either in solid or in colors, and come out with very beautiful projects. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put everything on pause, and I'm going to work up the next 5 rounds of my mystery project, and I will be right back. So I'm back, and I have just completed through round 10 of my mystery crochet project using the yarn from the Darn Good Yarn Advent Calendar. Are you ready to see what it looks like? Here we go. So this is through round 10, and I really do like it. I like the way it's working up so far, and the colors are just so pretty. Nice and bright, vibrant colors. The Darn Good Yarn itself, this cotton yarn, It is working out very, very nicely. I'm not having any trouble with it whatsoever. It seems to be very even throughout. It's very smooth as it glides through my hands during the project. I even had to frog an entire round as I had put too many stitches in and I wasn't following the pattern correctly. And I had no problem taking the stitches out or putting the new stitches in. So I really do like and I am enjoying working with this yarn. All right, so that completes all the things I wanted to talk to you guys about today. Let me know what you think in the comments about either the project that I'm working on or the questions that I asked earlier regarding first knit projects and first crochet projects. In addition, what is this? Let me know what you think, guys. It'll be interesting to see what you think. All right? If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and leave me a comment. I'm really interested in hearing what you guys have to say and working towards completing the project. So I will see you guys again real soon. Bye bye now.